Hello everyone, so we are back again with another video on a CTF. After some time I had to get away for a bit because I had my exams and all, so we are here again. So today we are going to discuss and go through LFI, local file inclusion vulnerability based machine. CTF. So it says to deploy, and I have already deployed. So local file inclusion is the vulnerability that is most used and found in web servers. So this vulnerability is exploited when a user input contains a certain path to the file which might be present on the server and will be included in the output. So this kind of vulnerability can be used to read files containing sensitive and confidential data from the vulnerable system. So the main cause of this type of vulnerability is improper sanitization of the user's input. Sanitization here means that whatever user input should be checked and it should be made sure to that the only expected values are passed and nothing suspicious is given input. This is a type of vulnerability commonly found in PHP based websites but isn't restricted to them. So that's the description of this one. So let's deploy that one, and we have already deployed. So we are going to get a terminal up, and as usual we are going to run an nmap scan on this one. So we don't have to run this all port scan because it will say take some time. So let's see what are the ports open. So we have SSH and 80 means as usual HTTP port. So what I'm going to do now is let's see. So I'm going to click this one and then it will open the port 80 for me. Yes. So there's some kind of a website and we are seeing something. So let's leave a review button and I just click that one and nothing happens. Okay, we are getting a web error as well. So OPT web about, and what we can see is the path. So usually even a web server or website is hosted on some machine like this. That's the basic idea. So when you go and click pwd, you can see that current working directory is here. So likewise you can go through the directories in a website if that site is improperly configured. So that's the idea of local inclusion. So I am going to complete this task and let's go to the second task and see. So to test for LFI, we need what we need is a parameter on any URL that or any other input fields like request body, etc. So for example, if the website is tryhackme.com, then a parameter in the URL can look like https.tryhackme.filerobots.txt. So this site also might contain a robots.txt, but I highly doubt that because this is a test site. But let's see robots.txt. So there's no C. Let's see. Okay, so as you see, there was no robots.txt, but usually in another site, if you go to any site and see, usually all of them are having robots.txt for website crawlers. So here file is the name of the parameter and robots.txt is the value that we are passing. So file is the parameter and we are passing robots.txt as the file. So yeah, there's that. So importance of arbitrary file reading, there's a little description here. Let's go through that one as well. A lot of the time LFI can lead to accessing without proper permissions important and classified data. An attacker can use LFI file to read files from your system which can give away sensitive information such as passwords, SSH keys, enumerated data. So it can also be used to compromise the system. So in this task, we are going to find the parameter which is vulnerable to the local file inclusion attack. So when we will try to leverage information about obtain to get the access to system. Yeah. So that's that, and we are going to have to look around the website and it's asked what is the name of the parameter you found on the website. Okay. So there's a hint as well. Let's see. Try clicking on the around the website. What parameter is including files? Okay, so let's go back and see. So I think the parameter would be page. Let's see. So there's about HTML, and if you go to services, yes. So page would be the parameter. I'm too lazy to type. 4 letters, so I'm going to copy and paste this one. Yep. So our first answer was right. So once we find the vulnerable parameter, we can try to include the password file on the Linux system, that is password etc password. So the most common technique is path traversal method, meaning we can include files like so this would be a normal uh, parameter that we are going to parameter or whatever the thing we are going to paste over here. So I'm going to copy that one as well. So what this does is get out of the directory like we usually do in a Linux system by running cd. So I'll demonstrate that as well, and in case that you don't know. So as you see, my current working directory is home at Kali. So I'm going to go back one directory and see what is my current directory now. So I am at home, see. So and if I do it like, let's see. So if I go to again inside this directory, and what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to go back to, and now I should be in root. See, so I'm in root. So on root I'm going to access the data inside this server, which is here. So I'm going to go back to the root of the server and going to access this file etc password. So etc is also here in the Linux file system. In your ls, you can see that there's a folder called etc, and there's many sensitive files there. So there's that, and what this does is get out of directly, and that what we read. So etc password means that to go out twice from the current working directory, then go to etc directory and then read the password, right? What I said basically. So now the issue is with this method, you need to be sure about the path of the file. So you can read the interesting files to check out this testing for LFI. So I think there is a basic null byte encoding and other tricks. So yeah, so you can read that one when you are doing the machine. So yeah, I'm going to complete this one as well. So if you're interested in seeing what that page has, let's see. So usually without typing these things, and you can like use regex values, I think, yeah, something like this. You can use URL encoding and so some sort of things. So wrappers, and there's that. So you can go through that website, GitHub page or whatever. So once you include the etc password, then you should see entries something like this. So let's get that in action. So I'm going to remove this whole part and I'm going to paste this, and let's see. Okay, so once you scroll down, you can see that the contents of the etc password file shown under the web page. So that's what basically happened, and we can see a user called Falcon, and there are some stuff like. So yeah, let's go back to this, and once you include the etc password, then you should see the entries something like root and root with bash and all those things, daemon and all that. So to understand all these entries, you can read this article. So that article would contain understanding the etc file format and all that. So yeah, so you can go through this one and understand that. I'm going to close this one, and this file can give information about the system like the name of all the existing users in the system. So I'm going to complete this one, and it asks what is the name of the user in the system. So the user would be Falcon, I think. Let's you hunch. Okay, so that worked. When including the file, it will appear at the bottom of the page. I did. So once you find the name of the user, it is important to see if you can include anything common and important in that user's directory. Could be anything like this .bash rc file. So let's see. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you is a bash rc file. So this profile file contains most of the uh, local settings of your account. So we are going to access this bash rc file of this user. So we have to go back again and come back again. So that's something like that. So let's see. Yep. So that works. So when I said go back, you have to go back to the register root, and then you have to travel back again to whatever the directory you go. So you have to include this part explicitly, so don't forget that one. So the bash rc file set, and bash rc executed by and all those things, and there is some very good information that you can get or obtain about this user. So I'm going to go on a hunch, and I'm going to get this users.ssh folder. Let's see whether we are going to get anything. So we are not going to get anything, but what I think we can do is I can get the id rsa of this folder. So if we can, yes, as I said, we can get the id rsa. We have to view the selection source. Oh, maybe see, if we view the selection source, yeah, we get it. So what I'm going to do basically now is I'm going to copy this value real quick, and let's skip this whole uh, read in the tutorial part, and let's get back to real hacking. So let's create a new folder mkdir, and I think this file is LFI. So let's go to LFI, and under LFI I'm going to create the IDRSA file. Sorry, not IRL, it should be IDRSA, and we are going to paste this one and close this one real quick, saving after. So I'm going to change the permissions of this file and forget this edit part, and I'm going to give the permissions for this one. So as we already know, the user is Falcon, so the user would be Falcon, and we can, you have to, don't forget the L here, not Falcon, it should be Falcon. So we are going to get this IP address as well, so we can easily copy and paste from here. So yeah, so I'm going to use this file, so we can log in without this using the password. So I'm going to use id rsa. Yes, so I'm going to say yes to this one. So we are going to, they are asking for a password. That's because we don't have this id is a public file, so this id dot pub file as well, I think, as I remember. Let's see whether we can get it. Yes, so the username should be root at work. Yes, so the, if you are going to add this IP address to your host file, the machine name would be work, and I think we can log in as root, so not Falcon, directly as root. So let's try that. So we need the root's password as well there. Yeah, so we need this public file. So sorry about that part. So let's view the selection source again, and yes, SSHR is, I'm going to copy this part, and I'm going to nano idrsa.pub and paste this on. Oh shit. Okay, so let's delete this part. Okay, it's going to take some time to delete this, even when I'm pressing control and all that. So yeah, so let's go back. So name of the file which can give you access to Falcon's account on the system. So it says to go to the private key file in the SSH folder under Falcon's directory. So we can use it as id rsa. Usually that's the file. So what is the user flag? So to get the user flag, I think we can do is, without looking at these all these things, what we can do is user.text should be giving us a user flag. Yes, so this would be the user flag, I suppose. So let's see if that is the user flag. Yes, it indeed is the user flag. So we are going to have to go to the next step, task 3, to escalate our privileges to root. So in this we are going to focus on getting root level access on the machine. So this step is also known as privilege escalation. We are going to escalate our privileges from a normal user to a root user with the highest level of system privileges. First we have to find a vector that would be exploited to give us root access. A vector can be anything like a binary with some special permission or cron job that is not configured properly, etc. So not me, the person who created this awesome machine has written a blog about this Linux privilege escalation. You can read it here from and learn more about it. It takes some time because of my internet is slow. Yeah, so there's Linux enumeration scripts and all that. Searching GFT or beans. If you have watched my previous videos, do know that I'm using many commands from GTF or beans. So yes, that. So this is another virtual machine. So we don't have that awesome toolbar, bookmark toolbar. So let's see. So what can Falcon run as root? So there's that. So you can use sudo l. Alright, cool. So I'm going to change the. So what can Falcon run as root? So my only guess is that we are not getting this shell because and it asks for this password is because think we did not paste the correct value. So what we can do is we can simply go back to where we got the ID RSA and go to view the page source. So there won't be any special characters in this one, and I'm going to like copy this and paste this one over there. So let's see. So I'm going to remove this by force the IDRSA file, and I'm going to create a new IDRSA, and here, yes, so we can see that there is an extra tab here. So let's save this one over here and let's try this one again. So okay, so I think that could be the problem. So chmod IDRSA, and then I'm going to go and go to Falcon IDRSA. So yeah, cool. So unprotected private key file permissions are to open. Yeah. So what I did was wrong. So I think I gave the ROM permissions for this one. So IDRSA pub is not where I should give. So I have to give 600 chmod to this one as well. So yeah. So I can now log in as SHS Falcon. I think that should now work. It does not work because I think of that tab, the extra tab over here. So let's save this one over here like that and then try. Okay. So this should basically work. It's taking some time. That means it should work. Yes, great. So we are inside the machine now. Cool. So let's see. We have a user text and I'm going to use the contents of that one, and we already have that one. So you can use sudo l as usual to see what are the programs that you can run as root. So without a password, we can run journal CTF. So there's that. I'm going to get a quick copy of this one, and I'm going to usually go to GTF for beans. Let's see. So let's search for journal CTL, and we have that, and with that we can get shell and sudo. So with sudo we can run this one. So sudo journal CTL and bin sh is what we are going to paste over here. Yep, I think we messed up, but we didn't. So we are inside as root. So I'm can show you that, yeah, so we are as inside as root. So if you see now we are inside this root, not in the root folder. Actually we are in the home folder of the Falcon. So what we can do is we can go back to cd and go to root, and then we can go to cd root. You can have done that in one command as well, but for the sake of it I just did that one. So let's see. Yes, so we have a basic shell, so we can't use tab actually. So let's leave it like this. So this is the root pack, and I think we are almost done here. So what can Falcon run as? Oh, yeah, so let's just give the flag first and then submit the other parts. So what can Falcon run as root? So Falcon could run as root was that was bin journals ETL. So let's just quickly copy this one and paste this one as well. So we did that and we completed that, and also we have routed that. We have just completed the machine. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, let's do that one in the next video that you watch in this channel. So thanks.